Good morning. I'm going to clear my chart so we can do a fresh morning analysis. So let's do a morning analysis together quickly. I've got to leave in 5 minutes, but I did a trade recap video, so I had to do my morning analysis as well. But we're going to look at the charts on the 1 hour because that's the most clear. There was an ICC setup that I wanted to take here, so I missed that setup, so we're not going to double down on it, and I'm going to mark the new levels. As you can see, price pushed up, like it pushed up, so that's cute. So this I would say is a new level. As you can see, this isn't a swing high, so that's why I'm making sure I include this swing high, but we can see it's got a higher low here and a little bit of a retracement, so that's why I'm including that in my analysis. And then we've got this level, which is the price is bearish below level, but I mean, in this bull market, I don't really think price is going to be bearish at all until it starts forming some real good bearish structure. What am I saying? Oh my god, I just realized I'm not going to be able to film this whole video. It's okay though. I'll do as much as I can. So, yeah, we can see price is pushed up. Now, do I really think this is going to happen all today on a Friday? No. The reason why I'm hesitant to take trades on Friday is because obviously the markets are shut over the weekend, so we don't know what price is doing over the weekend. So it could gap in any direction and it could just completely mess up our trade. So I'm not particularly too eager to take a trade on Friday. Oh my god, I've got a crazy headache. But I'm not too keen to take a trade this Friday. So I'm going to obviously show you guys what I would want to see though. I'd want to see price retrace back below this level, form some bullish structure, and then get that continuation. But on this correction, I want to see structure, so that when I see the bullish structure internally, I can see that when prices hit the level, like when price is broken past this higher time frame internal structure on the correction, and then I'll take an entry and target the indication level, and then I would take my entry once price breaks above that structure, that internal structure on the retracement, and then you could put your stop loss. If you want to be really risky, you can put it here. I mean, if you want to have a tight stop loss, you can put it here. If you are okay with having a bigger stop loss with a higher probability of being able to catch the move, you can put it down here and you can target that indication level. But again, I don't know if price is going to do this. I think this is going to be one of the situations where, we wait and we wait and we wait, and then price never hits the level and it goes somewhere over here and then it just continues up. But if that happens, it's totally chill and it is what it is. But I mean, there's not really any point going any lower because look, price did make this little gap area here. I'm just going to mark that out. Obviously, I'm not looking at it from an ICT perspective. Obviously, it's not a fair value gap, but I just think it's interesting. So I'm just going to mark it out. I'm going to make it super faint on my chart because I don't want it to cloud up my chart, but I think that's interesting. I'd like to see how price reacts to this level. Hello? Why isn't it letting me put my opacity down? What was that? Machine notification. Love that. Hello? Okay. Can I do it here? Okay, I can. Cool. Thanks for nothing. Yeah, there's obviously nothing to mark out there. What I'm going to do as well is I'm just going to mark out this high because it's the all-time high. I could obviously put my opacity back up. That one's 38, so I want this one to be 38. That's so annoying that I couldn't just drag the thing, but whatever. So this is the new all-time high. Let me tap that. Oh my god. New all-time high. This is just an interest level. So I'm going to set the alert at this all-time high, and then we can see that this is the indication level, because as price makes a trend, it's going to consistently form indications. So I feel like that was a bad example of a trend. Hold on. Okay. Alright, so this is obviously the indication level. Price makes an indication, correction, continuation. On the continuation, it makes a new indication. Obviously, we're still holding there. Makes an indication, a correction, and a continuation. And then at this new high, on the continuation, it makes a new indication. So price is just always making indications. So that's basically what I analyze every single morning. Like, what's the new indication level on the 1 hour, which usually there is. In this case, yeah, I guess this is the only indication level, which is unfortunate because this is a big move. But that's fine. So price is bullish above. Clearly, there's a lot of momentum. And then here we'll go price is bearish below. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to color this in purple. And I do this because of aesthetics. I'm not even going to lie. I do this to make trading a little bit more cutesy, a little bit more fun. Damn, I've got to get ready. So I'm going to get ready and go. But maybe I'll do a check-in later in this video. But yeah. Luck on your trading day, and I'll see you guys later. I'm back from my job, and 3 coffees later, 2 matchas later, I think 1 matcha later, maybe 4 coffees later. I don't know. But let's do a little trade check-in because this morning's morning analysis was pretty short and quick and sweet. I think I can't remember. I think this is the trade recap. This is the morning analysis. So anyway, give you guys a little bit of behind the scenes. I've got a plate of rock melon. And let's do a little check-in. So London session has just started. It started an hour and 40 minutes ago. So we're quite a decent way into London. Price has made a failure swing in terms of the wicks, but the candle closes, it has made a higher high. I use wicks for my analysis, but we can see that this level is holding as a resistance. So maybe I'll just note that down. It's a resistance because prices come up, rejected, come up and rejected, and the sell-offs have been pretty significant, I'd say. There's a quite a little bit of momentum in those sell-offs, but in no way or shape or form does that mean I'm going to be taking any sells. But even look at the volume. So let's dive in and get a little bit more information. This is really being used as a resistance. Damn. Okay. So I guess we've got this new low here. Let me just go into the 1 hour, make sure I'm reading this correctly. I wouldn't say it's a full low because let's go on the 4 hour. Yeah, I wouldn't call that an entire low. But I'm going to put it here anyway. Price is bearish below here, so I'm going to set a new alert here. But price is still bullish above, so just because it's a low here doesn't mean price isn't bullish. Price is bullish above this level, but in between here, I call this a no trade zone. This whole thing is a no trade zone. What am I talking about? I'm not going to trade in here because, it's a no trade zone. Wait, is it? I'm going to leave this as a no trade zone because this is a little bit conflicting because we've got this indication level starting here, right? Because there's a swing high here, price is pushed up with a bunch of momentum, it's made a swing low here, so we've made this indication, made this short correction and continuation. So this is an ICC, this is not an ICC setup where this isn't the correction level. That's what I was getting confused at. I was looking at this, I was like, is this a correction? Like, have we already done a correction and continuation? But no, we haven't. What we've done is we've made a low, we've made a lower high, and now I want to see price make a low or make a higher one and just, continue up. Either way, I don't mind, but This is a no trade zone because we've seen sellers sit here and buyers sit here. No, I lied. So we can see buyers sit here, which if there's buyers sitting here pushing price up, once we get through the buyers, that means that there's going to be sellers because, you can't have one without the other. I don't know if I said that right, but yeah, I simply say that because once we get through the buyers here, if we hit here, we have no one to continue to buy price up from here. So I'd want to see it go here. Maybe I'm overcomplicating my strategy. Hindsight, I think I am. Because this could simply just be a correction with structure. Do you know what I mean? Maybe that's what I'm looking at. But again, we've got the candle closes making a high. So really, there's not much that I can do to predict what's going on right now. Obviously, markets aren't about predicting, but what I'm analyzing is not the easiest to read, especially when it comes to wicks. I'm going to do some research more about the candlesticks themselves so that I can not get confused by whenever I see a big wick. But I guess this indicates buyer pressure. So I'm just going to go with buyers are sitting here. Maybe I'm going to change this. That makes more sense. I think that makes more sense. Okay. So if price were to retrace, I could enter here. But an even safer trade would be entering above this level. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong for that. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, let's go back down. I want to have a look at this resistance level. Sell off, sell off, sell off. And then it's come back up. Sell off, sell off. It's a very strong resistance level. So I'd want to see price push past here because there's a strong seller sitting here. So once price pushes through, we know that sellers are no longer here. So maybe that's a better ICC setup. But again, I'm not sure. We'll have to see. But yeah, that's pretty much the analysis today. We have a midday check-in and a morning analysis, so I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll tell you guys what ends up happening later tonight and whether or not I take a trade. I most likely won't. We didn't even have a look at what news is coming out today, did we? I don't know if we did. Where'd my little camera go? Okay. No news today. But it looks like there's news here. Whatever that is. But yeah, that's what is going on in the charts. Let me know how your trading day goes and if you take a trade. And I hope you guys enjoy this trade analysis. And please subscribe if you're not already because I document my entire trading journey. And I'd love to have you guys a part of my journey. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.